Driver safety can affect all of those things. It can affect fuel, it can affect maintenance and so forth. But probably the biggest cost is the cost to their employees in terms of safety. Motor vehicle crashes are the #1 cause of occupational fatalities, and it's a very serious issue, not only in the US but throughout the world. There's over 1 million people a year worldwide that are killed in motor vehicle crashes. And so safety is really the #1 thing that we can do. Help get your employees home alive and safe at the end of the day. Well, there's a lot of costs that can be attributed to motor vehicle crashes. OSHA, the U.S. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, would say that the average cost of a motor vehicle crash to employers is more than $16,000 per crash. And that's if there's no injuries. If there's injuries, it can be $74,000. If there's fatalities, it can be in excess of $500,000. And so there's significant cost to that. What makes up those costs? Damage to the vehicle, health care costs, medical costs, workers' comp costs, storage costs for processing the damaged vehicle and getting it prepared. Other things that come into play that people don't often think about, like diminished value. You're reducing the value of the vehicle when you go to resell it if it's been in a crash. And so there's a lot of different costs that impact an employer when it comes to motor vehicle crashes. Yeah, there's significant liability, and the track record is out there to prove it, that there's been a lot of lawsuits that have cost employers a lot of money. And it really falls into the whole concept of either negligent entrustment, meaning that you're entrusting an employee with a vehicle, or vicarious liability, where you're really allowing that employee to do something that they shouldn't do within reason. And it really applies to both fleet vehicles that are company owned or organization owned, as well as personal vehicles that somebody might be driving on behalf of the organization. So anytime you have a driver who's driving for business purposes, whether it's an employee using their own vehicle or whether it's a fleet vehicle, the company is potentially exposed.